Hello, hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey,
Good afternoon.
yes, indeed. I
Boa
think it's
tarde. What languages do you speak?
I speak Italian and Spanish
And English, I think.
and English. I can find my way around English. What about you?
Polish, English, and Japanese.
Oh, okay. And a bit of Portuguese by now?
No, I kind of uh, partially, partially because I'm still somewhat traumatized by the Japanese thing.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
I'll put some shoes on so I can go for a walk. I spent a lot of time learning Japanese, and here I am living in Portugal. So I've done the good immigrant thing once in my life. I was like, I'm going to do the bad immigrant thing for a change.
Yes.
Uh, my wife's learned, so I have a Portuguese speaker at home.
Mhm.
And yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of, I look at the list of things that I need to learn or that I want to learn in life. And I don't know, Portuguese
Portuguese is not super
plus
high on the
language,
list.
Portuguese plus language number four, right? Like if I only spoke
Yeah,
one language, it'd be like, yeah, okay, learn one more language. But I already speak three quite different ones. So it's kind of like, uh, and then also, I really, in terms of the language itself, if I was going to learn, I'd much rather learn Brazilian
mm-hmm.
because it's so nice, like singing, it's flowing. The Portuguese is kind of stiff. So,
Sure. I'm not so familiar with it, but I'm trying to learn German, and oh boy, it's a big challenge.
oh gosh, yeah, that one's
German is like
completely different.
so freaking difficult there. It's almost like trying to find my way, but also not committing fully.
But what value will it have for you, or what's your desire to learn German?
Yeah, initially was to at least give the. I live in Germany. I live in
Ah,
Freiburg.
okay.
Yes, but it seems like I'm letting go of it also because I've tried and it's not really flowing, and then I'm like I'm in a place where I'm not connecting really to the space and the community. So maybe it's good to start looking in different places. But the idea was to really try and see if I wanted to ground there because Freiburg is a really beautiful place. I don't know, have you ever been to Freiburg?
I haven't been. I've heard the
Uh,
name. Is it a university town? Yeah, I
yeah,
don't
it's a
know.
university town, very, very sustainable space. So like pretty much it's in the Black Forest. It's surrounded by the Black
Ah,
Forest. So there is a lot of, yeah, like people with like interest about ecology, about sustainability. But it's a dancing city. It's like world, like European space for dancing, a lot of
oh,
different type of
really?
dances.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. Especially contact improv. I'm sure you've
Oh,
heard about it. Contact
very cool.
improv. Yeah. So here we are. Nice to see you. It's the first time that we
Yes.
are, yeah, taking sometimes chat.
Yeah.
Do you remember
So,
me?
where did we meet?
At the last gathering in Portugal.
Oh, then I definitely don't remember you. It was 500 people and I was running around. It was madness.
I think I'm just gonna get it over with and share. I'm the person that brought or that approached you about the closing ceremony. I'm one of the people that was asked to then come up with the closing ceremony. I don't know if
Okay.
you remember, yes, the whole thing, and there was a bit of unclarity, a bit of misunderstanding. So, like the fact that that you don't remember, like it's also interesting, that I see, I remember you being trying to hold it all together and trying to connect all the bits and pieces.
Yeah, I was
So
more
it's
trying to connect than hold anything. Audrey
Yeah.
was holding the space. I
Mm,
remember there was the guy who did the kind of dancing and stuff who I talked to.
yes. Gully.
Uh, sorry?
Gully.
Yeah. So him I
Mm-hmm.
remember because I had like a long chat with him. And is it I
Mm-hmm.
connected him to you? I don't remember. I mean,
It's okay.
I think it's emergence, and I think overall it's always you have to measure things versus the resources and the capacity that you had, not against an absolute ideal, right? I
Sure,
mean,
sure.
you aim, of course, you aim towards an absolute ideal and see opportunities for improvement,
Mm.
but you can't judge yourself versus a perfect ideal when your resources are far from perfect. So I think it
No, I
was really
understand,
wonderful.
understand. It was
Thank you.
yes, I completely understand. And well, I'm here now. So like for me, the last gathering was like quite special in terms of yeah, exploration and openings. And somehow I feel cold again. And the fact that I'm here, yeah, is a symbol for that as well.
Yeah, beautiful.
So
I'm really
yeah.
grateful. And I don't believe in designing disorder or chaos intentionally, but
Mm,
also what I know is when things are imperfect, that's what creates an invitation for people to step in and say, I can contribute. I know how to do this better. So
different.
I've kind of come to appreciate that one role of the initiator and the sparker
Yeah.
is to start doing something, probably badly because I'm not an expert at it, and get other people excited who step in and say, no, 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 I see what you're trying to do. Just
Mm.
get out of the way. Let me do it because I know how to do it better. At which point I'm like, great. Okay, I move on to the next thing.
That's your energy. That's in general what you feel like you bring in different bits and
I
pieces.
mean, this is I think the initiator energy, right? Like you
Sure, sure.
see and you start, and then you know it's the kind of I think as an initiator, definitely you need to be a generalist,
Mm-hmm,
which
mm-hmm.
means you have an idea about many things, but that by definition means you're not an expert at you can't be an expert at everything,
Yes.
right? So it's enough. We
Mm.
need good opening and closing ceremonies. I am not a space holder for 500 people.
That's difficult.
Uh,
That's freaking difficult.
I mean, difficult. It's a particular skill set, and certain people have that calling.
Mm.
Some people can hold, thousands. Uh, so yeah, I mean, we need that.
Mm-hmm.
Also for the closing ceremony, I mean, in 2022 and 2024, and actually in Guatemala, and I think in Czechia, it always kind of emerged during the event.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's good. Of course, we need more structure so it doesn't feel like chaos. But I also think that there is value to not pre planning the closing before the event is even started.
Yes, yes. And I like to think maybe it's I can share a little bit like I really like creating structures that help with or self-organizing, like this is actually I feel like I'm stepping in with a lot of that energies, how can structure support autonomy and like people's freedom to like do whatever is it that they want to bring in within a certain container. So I like what you're saying right now also.
Co-creation, co-creation actually emergent activity needs good container, right? And it's the right balance of open and closed,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
so open that everybody's confused and it's chaos, and
yeah,
not so
yeah,
closed that it limits people creativity. And that's basically everything, the whole philosophy of the gathering, of how to create that
yeah,
at every scale.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Well, I appreciated reading also like all the different documents and the vision that you hold and these initiating energies that you have been carrying around with you. So yeah, it is quite interesting. What's the mission of the gathering? So I'm really actually excited to step in and support it with what I can offer.
Amazing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely
The
many
mhm.
areas. I've definitely run out of ideas and inspiration, but I think I've
Yes.
kind of pointed the path. So I'm
And I can
really
imagine you're
excited about
holding a
more
lot,
people, more
no?
ideas.
You're holding a lot of things still. So it's good to like start seeing also for your own
Well, I mean,
well-being, no? Or no?
I'm doing so. My focus is on the global,
Right.
and now trying to find or activate 2027 locations. So
Mm-hmm.
more different ones. And the thing which actually also is eating a lot of my time is I'm building the software. So my background
Metis,
is
no?
actually, yeah, my background is actually software engineer.
Mm.
And Metis is for our organization. But then over the summer, my big lift is going to be to build the participants app.
Wow.
So how do people, all of that, everything around the schedule and doing it in such a way? Yeah, I have a long list of ideas. It's going to be a lot of work. So in that sense,
Mm-hmm.
that is where a lot of my time is going and what's sucking up, using a lot of my energy. I mean, it's super exciting.
Yeah.
I love everything I'm doing, but there's always not enough hours during the day.
Yeah, that's right. And I wonder, I have a lots of questions, but I don't know if you just want to start, yeah, by sharing everything that is coming through you also, because as I
I
said, I
think
want
it's, I
to,
mean, I think it's
mm-hmm,
best we start with questions because you've been at the gathering, you've read the doc. So why would I blah blah about things that you know?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I would love to hear your questions.
Yes, I think indeed. Is it clear did you have a time also for your clarity? Did you ever read at the document that I sent you, like the role description? Is it clear how I'm stepping
I
in?
scanned it. I mean, you sent it to me
Yes, yes. I think I
recently, and
assumed,
I've had meetings, so I looked at it and I went
no,
like,
it's all
"Wow, that's
good.
long and complete." But
I
I
think
was
I
trying
assumed that
to,
Guy sent it to you already, but probably not then. Maybe it was not
maybe
sent
he
yet.
did, maybe I didn't catch it. I don't know.
Yes, yes, yes.
Uh, I think so. From my scan, my question was, how does the work? Which part is working with camps? Which part is working with volunteers, collaborators, contributors? That kind of a
Mm-hmm,
thing. Because
mm-hmm.
in my mind, these are separate things. And I thought that that was, at least for me, it was not clear from the document. But again, I spent like 10 minutes on it, no
Yeah.
longer.
Actually, with camps, I'm not doing well. So maybe I can start just by sharing so that you contextualize also how I'm stepping in. With camps, I'm doing very little. I said that I'm happy to support with the governance, with the governance structures, support when needed. Also, Lisa, I think Lisa is the one that is engaging with camps right now, supporting her with facilitation, with planning. Hey, how does it look like when camps feel autonomous and feel they can be supported? And same with the council, like connecting different bits and supporting there. But actually, I'm stepping in as the facilitator for the core team. This is one of the big part that I was asked to do, and like supporting moving towards the purpose. So like with group dynamics, but also with making things a bit clearer in terms of roles, in terms of inner governance, how are they spreading work and responsibilities, making decisions, how do they give each other feedback, this kind of more relational stuff. I've been asked to support with that and with the collaborators. So then holding the collaborators role of what does it mean to, again, like create the space where people feel autonomous and empowered to support as a collaborator. So actually I'm working a lot with these relational bits. With the camps, I'm not doing so much about. I just said that I can help with more the facilitation of these meetings. But so far we have not agreed on helping with that. Because
Okay,
there was this
cool.
role, it was this triple role, which was communication, collaborators, and production. And I think within communication, there was the whole thing of camp. and I offer my help for the inner component, inner communication with camp. Again, I think where I really like to support is with structures and with like supporting clarity and supporting people doing their things, basically, you know, which includes camp, collaborators, core team member. Yes.
Great.
So I'm holding a bit the
Brilliant.
relational component, it seems.
Amazing. So yeah, I mean, at the high level, for me, one key part of my role now, because there's 3 gatherings happening this year.
Yeah, that's right.
Mexico and Portugal are newly forming teams. In the US, Brad, he has 30 years experience running events. So it's a little bit different, but he also needs to put together a team. So I'm really excited. It's great that you're doing this work, and I really hope we can share the templates and share.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
in a way, the gathering is fractal. In 2024, the thing that definitely worked really well, and in the other years, is the camp nest.
Yeah.
So bringing the camp leaders, everything, and we really collaborators, camps, all of this. A key thing that we need to engineer for is creating conditions for peer support to emerge as quickly as possible. So this is for me a key part of the work. Organize it in such a way that we aren't supporting everybody. That people support each other wherever possible. And there's 2 reasons for that. One is we just don't have the resources to handhold 30 or 40 camps and 30 collaborators by one. And 2 is that's part of the work, right? The goal is to connect people, and we're already starting now. So if somebody onboards somebody else, either as a collaborator or if the camps help each other get something organized, they're already doing it. So I think that's important. Yeah, the gathering is fractal. So as there is a camps nest that's engineered to get the camps to, for us to walk the camps through the journey together, not individually, for this peer collaboration to emerge. And then at the next level, we have the nest, the global nest of the organizers, where we're trying to share, or we are sharing ideas and seeing what makes sense for people to do uniquely and where it's good to collaborate and just everybody follows the same template.
Yeah, yeah, it's really interesting. And I guess like to me, it is a bigger question when I have two points. First is that I love creating structures and clarity so that it can be, yeah, like it can apply to also different situations. Because in the end, it's about the container, no? What kind of container are you creating inside of which the freedom can emerge and inside of which you're like, yes, this is what, you know, this is the kind of people that are invited. This is the kind of like mission and values that we are already, by wanting to join, we are already kind of agreeing with in a way, you know? So yeah, the container that then supports this people doing their things. And what I'm hearing also is like, how can this not become a one-time thing, an event? And how can this be like a in between also events, in between gathering? In the end, it's about community building, no? And what does it mean for people to contribute, both for
So
the event? Go ahead.
yeah, so I see us. So the gathering brings together many communities. Most or pretty much most of the organizations that come are bring their communities. So we're kind of a community of communities. So in a way, our community building is between leaders and organizations, not between the individuals. And this is something I've been trying to be careful to navigate, to not invite community and then say we're going to just strip all of your people and invite them to our community, right? To not be competitive.
Yeah.
Uh, with the organizations that are doing the community building work, but rather support them. I know Guy has some ideas of doing things between the gatherings. I haven't done anything for
Yeah.
two reasons. One is to not compete with the people that are doing the community work. And two is because from my own experience and other people's experience, I know it's very hard to fund community building.
Yes.
And it's
Yeah.
a regular input of time and effort. You know, if you don't have at least half time, one third full time equivalent community manager, don't bother trying to run a community. It just doesn't happen, and you tire yourself out. Everybody gets tired out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the other reason why I haven't attempted it, because it's just, you know, and it's not about being greedy or whatever. It's just like about people getting paid an honest livelihood for good
Of
work that
course.
they do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I guess what I'm hearing then, I like also this perspective that it's not necessarily about community in general, but more about the certain key people. And to me, when it comes about contribution, and when you speak about peer-to-peer learning, it's about how is the power distributed in the space? How can we distribute power more? How can we create infrastructure so that people can plug themselves in and that people know what it even means to contribute, So a lot of times I notice in spaces,
yeah,
people want to contribute, but they don't even know small things. You can reply to them.
100%. So
Yes. So creating this like infrastructure
yeah, so
for contribution kind of.
yeah. So let's set aside the camps for now. I think we've talked
Yes,
enough.
yes,
I
yes.
think with the camps, there is the camps nest. Now we have the camps canvas, which is good. All of this, I have a good idea. It's not your main focus, anyways. And I
Yes.
think I have a good idea to share with everybody based
You
on the
know,
previous experience, because we've done it before.
mm-hmm. Well, I've
Now,
also seen that you're
do
referring,
you
maybe
want
one
the
thing,
part?
you're referring often to like also burn events. I've been going quite often to like Borderland. Do you know it? The
Hmm.
one in Sweden.
I know of it. I haven't been, of
I
course.
think that's a really, really amazing example of how contribution is created there and how it's conceptualized, that it's not so much about offering a workshop, but it helps people to really say, wow, I can create a little corner for the next person to see. And it's this moment of beauty, where people engage. And obviously,
Mm,
we're not a burn, but how they do it there to go so much more beyond like pragmatic offering. I think that's a culture of contribution that I can really see, how it would support these kind of gatherings, because then you're like, wow, we are the gathering, like, and what does it mean to bring myself into the space, no matter how small or how weird and quirky my contribution is. So I'm thinking also about in this direction, and to me it's this culture of contribution that then makes people feel part and makes people say, this is my thing, I'm co-stewarding it. So I'm yeah, curious,
exactly.
think
Yeah.
along about the
This is
culture of
this is this is
contribution.
exactly what I mean. My reference is, by the way, Burning Man 1999,
Uh-huh.
2000. It's changed in some ways for good, maybe in many ways it's changed. So this idea of no spectators, we even had that on
Mm-hmm.
the first website in 2022, maybe even 2024. But yes, exactly. It's about creating, and I think so. One part of it is building the culture, but then also having the space for people to step in. For me,
Yeah,
it also connects with
infrastructure.
this. Well, things are not fully done, but people are empowered. And anytime you think you can do something better, just step in and do it. There's a million other things to do.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever is doing
Mm-hmm.
it can move on to the next thing.
I mean,
Uh,
yes and no. Mm-hmm. Because that to me that
so,
has a lot to do with power as well. And then even when I hear like there is no spectators, how do we get there? And
mhm,
to me, conceptualizing how do we see power and how do we conceptualize power distribution, it's where we really get there. and also that it's okay to also come not as a spectator. Well, now I'm also bringing it like to a different lens of, you know, like people that are burnt out, you know, and they're coming here to like rest and to connect, you know, like sure, it's not spectator, but to not run the risk of saying, this is like, we're here to like to do only kind of thing. But I'm sure that's not what you're
Yeah, I mean,
referring
it's
to.
not about doing, it's also very much about your nature of being. So it's
Yeah, yeah,
also being aware of, you know, you don't have to do anything, just smile nicely and say good morning to people.
yeah.
It doesn't need to, contribution doesn't need to be more profound than that even.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
getting out of the consumerist mindset,
Yeah.
right? I walk into the shop, I give you money, you give me shit, you know, like moving away from transactional interactions, financially mediated transactional interactions, right? Where if I pay you money, that's all I owe you, to a relational space, right? And being aware.
Reciprocity and
And
gift. Yes.
oftentimes contribution doesn't need to mean doing stuff. It can mean being vulnerable and asking for help,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
So to me, it's indeed, and
Asking
I
for
really
help
like
is
it.
a huge contribution.
I really like it, and to me, it would be great to have a list. You know, having a list is the first thing that to me creates this culture of contribution, because they're like, oh wow,
So for me,
this is a
having a list,
contribution.
for me,
Huh?
having a list is the, for me, having a list is the last nail in killing a culture,
No, it's
because
like having.
I don't want people to rely on lists. I want them to rely on their inner sense and inner judgment, right? It's about creating enough spaciousness that people can feel in and from their heart know what is the right thing to do. A
Yes,
list is a
and
power of.
no, not a list of like really clear, but a list that helps people brainstorm and break free from what a contribution in a classic sense is, you know? And to me, and this is my experience with like social movement, and not a lot of time people have no idea what they can contribute to it. And if in this list of contribution, when people reflect, what is it that I want to bring into the space? If it's
So
like, hey, you can clean the toilet if it's dirty, you know, you can put something on a table to make it prettier, to like make people see,
I
oh
mean,
wow.
on on the on the practical sense, on the day to day, yes.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, when it comes to preparing and at the bigger picture, my approach to everything is questions, the Socratic method. I'm
Mm-hmm.
in
Mm-hmm.
general, I'm not interested in giving people answers. And even though it looks like a structure and so on and so forth, the gathering is actually a question.
Hmm.
What the hell is the event that we need in the year 2026, given our realities? Because I don't believe it's a conference in a city. So it's getting formulated, but if we lose the question in the inquiry, then we end up going through the motions. But I wanted to talk and connect with, because this is on the one side, this is something that's completely underdeveloped, not developed.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side, it's something I'm working in the context of other projects, and this is this collaborator contributor, and how do we bring those in?
Yes, yes.
So I think we should schedule, and maybe we can do the first half of next week, because I'm going to Amsterdam for Catapult Future Effects on
Oh.
Tuesday, I guess, uh, and brainstorm. One thing that's already come up for me, and just in general in all of this stuff, is we need to do a good chunk of the work co-working real time, because
You
just
need to
meeting with people
repeat
and
it,
giving
repeat
them
it.
a whole.
Like it broke
So
off the
uh,
connection.
yeah, so what did everybody hate in school? Well, many things, but
Okay,
definitely homework was one of them.
sure,
Remember homework?
sure.
So how did we reorganize our work and collaboration that we meet once a week and give each other homework?
Mm-hmm. Is that a question or is it like a
right?
rhetorical question? Uh-huh. You're
It's a
breaking off a little
rhetorical
bit.
question,
Yes,
right?
you're breaking off a little bit. This is why I'm not engaging so much with these questions.
Really? I'm 4G. I have good internet here.
Maybe it's me then. Yes.
4G, it says.
Yeah. Okay, so you want to have a
We
little chat on how do we
let's
create the
go.
space?
Let's go without video then, just in case that is the problem.
Yes, that sounds good.
So, yeah, this is working with whether the camps contributors or even ourselves. I've really come to appreciate that this idea that we meet once a week, give each other homework, and then meet again to check each other's homework is a lousy, unmotivating way to work together.
Mm-hmm.
I know it can't be fully eliminated, but we should at least try and find more creative ways to get stuff done together.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we're together with friends, it doesn't matter if we're cleaning the house, carrying out garbage, whatever. We're together with friends, we're chatting, it's nice. Versus somebody gave you a long list of shit to do, which adds to your already much too long list of shit to do. It's not motivating. You see what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah, yeah.
So, for the contributors and collaborators, so for example, one idea that I had, and it's just an example of a format, we need to come up with different formats and iterate, right? We want people to help with outreach. Instead of meeting with them and then onboarding them, whatever, let's just do a co-working session. Alejandra came up with the name of a treasure hunt. We just meet for an hour, share, invite everybody, invite some interesting people. And it's like, oh, there's this person working or company working on an interesting thing, or this, have you heard of that? And it's a collaborative co-working session, and everybody does 10 outreaches to 10 organizations or 20 or whatever they can do in one session. It's a nice, fun time together. We're sharing what cool people we know, and people just have to show up for an hour. They have a good time talking to other people. They contribute. They can go home and forget about the whole thing and be done. No homework. Are you there?
Yes, 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 yes. I was writing some things down. Yep, I like it. How do we
So
also
that's an
gamify
example.
things? Hmm.
Yeah, so that's an example. And then if we get 10 people in an hour, each one of them does 10 outreaches, that's 100 people's touched in 1 hour. And for them, it's easy, right? They don't have to remember stuff, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, here, just like, and if you have any questions, we immediately answer you, da, da, da. Just come, show up, hang out for an hour, and you're done. And you can
Yes,
never come again. And it's okay because you've already contributed. Of course, we have to prepare. We have to prepare the messages for them, links, da, 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 da. But in one session, we can have a lot of people doing outreach. So
yes.
let's
Mm-hmm.
try and experiment with formats like this, where it doesn't take us 2 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours, a private conversation, blah, 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 to onboard people onto collaboration before they give value to the project. Because everybody burns out on that.
Yeah. Yes. So I appreciate the trying to look for creativity, and I think where I'm coming from is more also how do we create space for autonomy where people says fuck yeah, that's me, and I'm trusted, and just even the very fact that you're trusted, it creates this like inner motivation and inner energy to do the thing because you feel like this is my thing, it doesn't feel like a homework, it doesn't feel something imposed. So I think I'm coming more from this like cultural foundation where people really feel that they're in it together because they have leadership, so this distributed leadership. I'm coming a lot from this kind of like
So
ways of
a,
working.
a key part to enable
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
is people need to know what needs to be done, how to do it, what good outcome is. They need
Yes,
to have a depth of an understanding.
yes,
So
yes, yeah, no,
after
for
a
sure.
co-working session, I assume that half of the people, having done it together in an hour, will continue doing it.
Yes.
I'm focused on outreach now because it's the critical thing
Yeah.
this month. So to enable what you said, people need to know what to do or what's important, right? Where to find the documents, like how to do it. They need to be energized and motivated.
Yes.
Those are, I think, the key things.
Yeah. Yeah. So personally, I'm coming a lot from facilitation background and creativity and making decisions together, and also bringing like playfulness and bringing like the body even when working online. So I know I'm gonna be focusing. It seems that for my role, I'm gonna be focusing on that internally for the team. And I
Beautiful.
wonder, like, you wanna have these discussions with me because I'm the one, obviously, like then now kind of connecting to the collaborators. I need to
If
take a better
yeah,
look at the. Mhm. So
yeah,
how do you design kind of processes and roles so that this kind of stuff is invited, basically, right?
yeah. So how can we, with the least bureaucracy and least overhead for us and the contributors, get them to collaborating? Because I'm a big believer, when people do a little bit, they feel they've contributed, that gives them satisfaction, and they want to contribute more.
Yes. Yes. And
So
for
I
that,
want
we
to,
also
I
need to
want
have a
to eliminate.
pathway of like contributing more as well. So that's maybe something else that we can talk about at some point. What does it mean to start? And what does it mean to like deepen your journey with the gathering?
Yes,
You know, so to also have a clarity over what are the different deepening that people can do. Does it make
yeah,
sense?
yeah. I mean, all of that. So easy start towards moving to contribution, right? Like, I don't want to be in a situation where, your starting point is to read a 10-page onboarding manual or watch an hour-long onboarding video. 90% of people won't do that. B, that's not joy.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, to me, it's
So,
also finding this fine line between I agree that contributing create belonging, but also the other way around, belonging leads to contribution, you know?
of
So I think
course,
with us too, we can find some interesting way of like how do we walk this fine line, no? Of like what do people need to feel that this is their thing, you know? And so they want to, they're not given homework because they're like, this is my vision too, this is my mission as well. And it's like deep, and this is why I mentioned community building, but I agree what you say. But I guess it's like how do we create the space where people feel it's their things because it is their thing, you know, within certain containers, within certain difference of roles and all of that. And maybe for me, it's more of a question to you and to the rest of the team. I'm stepping in, I'm focusing on process. I love that part. And I also obviously have ideas of like, oh, maybe this and maybe that. And I want to respect the fact that I'm stepping into something that is already created. So maybe that's also my question to you that now maybe it's the most interesting question I have to ask is do you see a moment in which people really feel this is my thing, you know, and it becomes so kind of decentralized? I'm now thinking of Extinction Rebellion. Obviously, it's very different, but you know, it becomes so
I know, by the
decentralized.
way, I
Mm-hmm.
know a lot about Extinction Rebellion because my
There you
friends were
go.
trying to coach them on governance.
There you go.
So I
There you
know the
go.
101 ways it didn't work.
Yes, yes,
Uh,
yes.
I mean, the long-term
But what?
trajectory of
Please,
the
please.
gathering is
Thank you. Yes.
exit to community in 2032. But by this, I don't mean a community of individuals. I mean a community of local organizers. So if we can
Yes.
have 50 gatherings around the world, 100,
Oof.
and then the central organization can be in service to the local organizers, that's
Like
the
infrastructure.
trajectory that I'm on. So I'm on a 10-year project. I think what you are saying starts happening once people have gone through it. Like, look at yourself, look at your own journey. You came in 2024 and you experienced, and now you understand a lot, and that and that made you in some way motivated, saying, I can contribute, I can make this better, I got all of these ideas to bring.
Yes,
Right.
and because I'm stubborn. I'm stubborn and I know how to navigate these spaces, and not everybody does. This is where I'm getting at, you know? Not everybody
So,
know how to navigate structures and facilitation and
so
things,
I
and you know?
that's it takes, yes, and it's important to remember that we're all living with built-in structures of indoctrination, school system, etc., and building alternative structures.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when I committed to this, I was like, 10-year project. In 10
Yeah, yeah.
years, I think I can really create something. And similarly, for people participating, what I love about festival and a key role of festival celebration in human society is to bring us into contact with circular time, back in touch with circular time.
Mm.
Because the festival comes back on a regular basis. And I lived in Japan for a long time, and I was part of one festival there. It's been running 300 years. And it's cool. It's this neighborhood in Tokyo. It's a huge festival, but it's like still a tight neighborhood, right? All of the guys that I know there, they all went to primary school together. So real community, which is rare in big cities anywhere, real neighborhood community. And they have a path of moving through eldership in stewarding the festival there.
Mm, mm.
And yeah, and I mean, like you start by participating as a kid, and then maybe in your 20s, you kind of like in the middle, and then maybe in your 40s or 50s, as you become an elder in the community, you become one of the key stewards of the festival.
Yes. Okay.
So
It
I
takes a
think there's
while.
always,
Yes.
it takes a while. It's
That's a good
also connected
reminder.
with people's personal development. So I think when what we do and what we're attempting here, right? The gathering, what I sell to people, it's an amazing leadership laboratory. So, for example, a key part of my pitch to uh, leaders of organizations, because they're like, oh my God, one more thing, I'm so over it. I'm like, no, I don't want you to organize the camp. Give me
Mm-hmm.
one of your young up and coming leaders in your organization, and it's an opportunity for them to prove their leadership. Right? It's an open, safe to fail space. You want to try facilitating, you want to try running, whatever, come and offer it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then,
Mm-hmm.
so all of us are learning here, right? This is all of
Mm-hmm.
ours learning and development journey, which is why it's frustrating and there is less structure. We're not just building the train tracks as we go along, we're building the train and the train tracks as we're riding it. So I hear you that the lack of structure makes it harder for people to step in. Every year we add more structure. Also, once people come, once they understand more, so it
Yes.
becomes easier to add the next layer of structure.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah,
even
yeah,
if I
yeah.
had started in 2022 and made a 300-page
Yeah, I mean,
vision
it's an
book,
iterative process. It's an iterative process. I
yeah,
understand that. Yes, yes. And it's good to also respect that it takes
yeah.
time. I like that reminder too.
I hear
Um,
you that more structure and better structure will enable more people to collaborate. And let's build it step by step, but also
yes.
keep in mind that too much structure can become overwhelming as well.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. That's always a good reminder.
So what
Um,
what I
mhm.
what I like to think about is minimum viable organization.
Yes.
What's the minimum organization that we need to effectively get done what we need to get done?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I mean, like by now you understood that like my lens is a lot around power. And so, what do I want to say? Yes, I appreciate this conversation, by the way, and yeah, enjoying this exchange. And I see that I'm welcome to bring my things, and I see your vision and the work you've put. And yeah, I want to definitely respect and honor that. So I think for me, it's going to be like, yeah, interesting for the next couple of months to see yeah, where do I position myself between like bringing in indeed my beliefs and my vision, but within a certain container, you know, and continuing also this exchange with you. I'm sure we will chat a few more times to both
Yeah,
align, but also for me, also, as I said, I do value the source energy that a person brings.
thank you. Yeah, I
And
mean, I
so
think it
I want to
sounds
position
like
myself as a helper, you know? So does it make sense? So what does it
we
make?
are all here in service, right? I'm
Yes.
also in service to a vision
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah,
that we're manifesting, and the invitation is for everybody to feel in. That's the invitation to the camps to feel in. What does this space need? It's an
yeah,
invitation for us that are co-organizing to feel in how to contribute.
yeah.
I
That's a
think
fine line.
I think it sounds like your background is the perfect one of creating space. What the gathering, because you talk a lot about power.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm not an expert on power, but I also, what I see is not just people projecting and taking power. People love to project onto others. That's why,
Sure,
for
sure.
example, I realized I can't be at the opening, closing. I don't want to be the face of the gathering because then everybody
Yeah.
projects onto me. They're
Mm,
pissed off, they project onto me. They're happy, they project onto me,
mm.
right? And it should be, if you're unhappy, do something about it, contribute, find a way to improve things. And
And
for
let's
that,
create structures for that.
yeah, create structures, create culture.
Yes,
Is
yes.
a lot of it is what's floating in the air.
You know, maybe like I need to slowly start wrapping up. So I really
Yeah.
like this last bit. And I'm part of an organization that is called Common Ground. It used to be Greater Than. I don't know if you've heard about this
It's greater
organization.
than renamed.
Greater Than, part of the people from Greater Than, including
Who? Who?
Francesca. So now Francesca's been my kind of mentor colleague for the past few months.
Oh, I didn't know. I missed it. I mean, look, I know greater than since before greater than started.
There you go. Like we
Actually,
share and everything.
one of the inspirations that I had, like the key memories that I have for something like the gathering, was at the retreat outside of Barcelona that they did.
Huh,
I think there was
sure,
early days
sure.
of greater than or before, and then
Wow,
there was the great retreat in Hungary that was before even greater than started. So I know
wow.
Francesca, I know Susan. I mean, I
Yeah,
in
yeah. So
lifelong
Susan,
awe of Susan.
huh? So Susan is like gonna continue Greater Than in New Zealand, and Common Ground is gonna become the more like legacy, well, obviously very also different, you know, but in more Europe presence. So there was also a reason to like again go more local, as you also are doing with the gathering in some ways. Um,
Interesting.
so maybe just to say that me being involved also means that now I have with me kind of these other 10 facilitators in Greater Than in common ground, and like we'll bring in things in and out also in terms of like getting some support with some ideas and with shared leadership. And as you know, then Greater Than and now Common Ground, they do a lot around money, around alternative
Yeah.
structures, around co-budgeting. And to me, this is a really, really interesting thing to discover, especially when we're going beyond transactional methods, both internally, but also for like other people to like see and feel what it means to also contribute to something different and to also financially, but also that somehow the commons, how are they steward together? And that also includes, well, a lot of different things. I don't know if you know co-budget. Probably you've heard about
Yeah,
it
of
as
course.
well.
I mean, I talked with I so I met Susan 12 years ago
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
when I did this teal, my first organizing effort. It was online teal for startups when the Reinventing Organizations book came out. So I connected with all of them around that
Mm,
time.
mm-hmm.
Actually, Brent Lowe, who Susan wrote a book with, they met thanks to the they met thanks to the Steel for Startups effort. And that was actually the idea was I wanted to create a white paper workbook about how to apply reinventing organizations ideas to startups. We had
Yes.
150 people collaborating. In the end, we produced no synthesized output. but there were lots of amazing conversations. Susan met Brent, who she wrote a book with, and lots of other things were sparked. And that
Cool.
opened my eyes to when you have people who share a purpose, just getting them together is sometimes enough to catalyze things happening.
Yeah, in creation. Yeah, that's a cool coincidence. I didn't know you were so connected with that field. But yeah, so this is just to say, let's keep on chatting. And to me, like the money bit, well, I'm very curious myself about also in terms of the gathering. So maybe we can put it in the parking lot for one of our future conversations if you're also interested to have a chat about that.
I don't know if in the short term.
No,
I
not
think
in the short term. I think that's more
so.
of a
I
longer
really,
term thing. Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So I want to during the gathering, I want to do bunch of workshops and talking about, okay, how do we grow this and spread it around the world? So in my mind, the mental roadmap, like I said, 2032 exit to community. Right now, we're all just busy producing this event. I need to rally people for 2027 and I need to write the
Yes,
software.
yes, 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 yes,
But
yes. No,
my
that
goal
is
is
a different
in the
focus.
fall, to start building a proper global organization, think about getting grants, philanthropic funding,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
of that. So I'm not ignoring it. I just want to do it during the gathering because I think it's going to be a great place and great way to build energy. First in
yeah,
Portugal, then in the US. And until then, we can chat about it a bit, but I don't have the
yeah,
bandwidth to
yeah.
actually make things happen.
No, that sounds very good. And indeed, well, also that my other component and my question, but maybe we can also park that, was the relationship between global and local, especially since now I'm gonna focus a little bit on governance and like making things a bit more clear. So that's gonna be
Did you
something that
read
I'm,
the contract
the contract,
in
the
local
one
and
that,
global?
no,
Okay, so
yes,
let's
yes,
start with that. That's
yeah,
the
send it to me.
relationship for this iteration. And then
Yeah,
based
yeah,
on our
yeah.
experiences, let's think how we can do it better going forward.
No, I think indeed it's not about going better, but right now it's since I've been asked by the core team now to help with a bit of clarity that supports autonomy without tensions, internal tension. I'm gathering indeed material. I'm not really thinking, it can be better. So good
No,
that
no,
there
no.
is a
I
contract.
want
This
it
is
all
the
to be better. Come on,
yeah,
constant
yeah.
improvement. A
No, but I'm
little
not
bit
there
a
yet.
lot,
I
but
joined the
we're
team. I
growing.
joined the project 2 days ago. Give me 2 days
Yeah, yeah,
before
yeah.
I start
Amazing.
criticizing.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not about criticizing.
No, no, it was a
What I'm
joke. It was a joke.
trying to say is, it's a longer arc, and some
Yes, yes.
things we can fix and improve today. Some things we need to improve for 2027, and some things are a longer plan, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
always keep in mind, like,
I
what can we,
am.
what needs to be done now versus what do we talk about in the fall. So yes,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
answer is yes.
So
The question is when.
I'm so I'm really curious to enter this journey. This chat with you give me good energy. So thanks for that. And I'm curious to see indeed, yeah, where do I fit in all of this? So let's see the next couple of months, how it feels, how we feel together, how we complement each other, and then we take it from there.
Yeah, beautiful. Thanks so much for coming in. Thanks
Yeah,
for,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, I need to reach out to Susan, but if you talk to Susan, to Francesca, and then I'd give them
Mm-hmm.
my love.
Yeah, I will definitely do some. And we'll be in touch for the next
Nena,
meeting,
is
which I think
Nena
is gonna be,
still part of it?
yeah, Nenad is part of Common Ground, so the European one.
Cool.
I'm trying to get
So,
them also for
because I
to
met
the
Nenad even
gathering.
before that.
I have to go, unfortunately,
Yeah, they were there in
Victor. Yes, yes.
2024. I met Nenad at a Eco Village design education course. We spent a month together in
Ooh,
Germany, again, like or something.
that's cool. And that's where I met. And the past gathering, that's where my opening with Greater Than started. And now I'm a member of Common Ground. That's where I met the organization
Oh,
and we started getting together. So yeah,
we need to record your testimonial because this is exactly the kind of
sure,
stories. And everybody's stories is a little bit different because everybody
sure,
needs a
sure.
different thing so they get a different thing out.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Victor, thanks a lot. Let's be in touch.
Beautiful.
And
Thank you.
yes, enjoy the Netherlands.
Thank you.
Ciao, ciao.